It's Christmas in 2001. You're writing your letter to Santa telling him how you want a Bratz doll, or maybe the Hogwarts Lego set, or perhaps even you asked for the new PlayStation 2. You finish off your letter and settle in to watch the newest episode of Fairly Odd Parents. Little did your small child self realize you are about to witness a decades-long tradition's beginning. The magic of Christmas when you are a child is mesmerizing, and it's a feeling I think we all chase for the rest of our lives. And I'm truly not trying to be dramatic. I have such a distinct memory of sitting under my tree as a little kid, just full of excitement and wonder and joy. Fast forward to today, and now my back hurts from wrapping presents, and I'm wondering if I should still be even using wrapping paper in 2024? Like, is there a more eco-friendly alternative? Anyway, it's hard to capture that Christmas magic when you're an adult, or quite frankly, even an older teen. I think the Christmas magic wore off for me when I was like 13. But I want some of that back. And I think a good way to do that for a lot of us would be to revisit the things that brought us that holiday joy when we were kids. Our inaugural episode for this Visiting Iconic Christmas Special series is none other than Christmas Every Day. Without further ado, my name is Joe Blunsk. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's get into it. We're starting off with Fairly Odd Parents' Christmas Every Day, which was Season 1, Episode 7, and it aired on December 9th, 2001. A little peek behind the curtain, I am currently recording on December 12th, which means this episode turned 23 years old a few days ago. That is insane. A few fun facts about this episode. It aired annually until 2015, and it's based off of a short story from the late 1800s by William Dean Howells. This episode opens with Timmy's friends Chester and AJ getting into a snowball fight that transitions into this really cool sled shot where they spell out these storyboard artists' names. Oh my god, it's Chet You Betcha! What a great name for a news anchor. Also, another fun fact, this is his first appearance in the show.
Better than Easter, more loving than Valentine's Day, and nowhere near as useless as Arbor Day.
Ah yes, the anti-tree propaganda of the early 2000s.
The bitterest of enemies have put their differences aside.
We then see Timmy, looking irritated in an elf costume, sitting on top of a pile of presents. Wanda and Cosmo, who are disguised as presents, ask Timmy what's wrong. Timmy complains about being stuck with Vicky, who's making him wrap fruitcakes. He makes a comment that every Christmas Eve he's stuck with Vicky, which begs the question, what kind of insane Santa party are Timmy's parents going to? What kind of Christmas Eve party isn't kid-friendly? What are they up to? Cosmo sets up a cutaway where it shows last Christmas how Vicky froze Timmy, Chester, and AJ as ice sculptures. We also see that Timmy's dad buys the Chester and AJ ones for Timmy. Interesting gift choice. Also, I'm realizing that I say
so cold
exactly like Timmy when I'm cold. So thank you Fairly Odd Parents and Tara Strong for burning lines into my head.
Christmas Eve, my parents are out shopping.
Hold up. His parents were out shopping on Christmas Eve? Here I thought they were just crazy partiers. Timmy goes on to say how all of Vicky's shenanigans will be worth it because tomorrow's Christmas and Christmas is the best day ever. Before Timmy can finish his thought, Vicky busts in with a big ol' fruitcake. Vicky's in the middle of bullying Timmy when his parents come through the chimney.
Oh, I'm in the spirit.
They are adorable and they have the sickest matching sweaters ever. Do these actually exist now? It is the future. So do they exist? Vicky, the little leech, asks if it's time for her Christmas bonus, and Timmy's dad, the savage he is, goes,
This year you get to leave early.
Bye, Vicky.
Chester and AJ get a brief moment of revenge from the freezening.
Wow, a Vicky snowman.
Don't get me wrong, this scene is awesome and I love it, but it used to really irritate me as a kid because I was like, who waits till Christmas Eve to decorate? Who does that? Does anyone? Do you guys? Do you know anybody who does? Timmy adorably double checks that his parents do not have to work or shop or do anything that might cause Vicky to return tomorrow. Timmy's mom lovingly says that all they have to do tomorrow is be with him. And Timmy's dad...
And drink eggnog. Be with you, Noggy.
The next morning, Timmy excitedly wakes up his parents and goes to see all the gifts. I love the animation of Timmy just throwing his parents into the railing. Also, I have to say, this scene as a child kind of ticked me off because I was like, not only does Timmy get fairly godparents, his actual parents also have money. screw all the neglected poor kids, right? I love this moment of realism where Timmy's mom is looking so lovingly at Timmy's dad, almost in like a look how happy we made our child on Christmas Day kind of a thing. But then we then get a jazzy little Christmas song where Timmy says he wishes every day could be Christmas, while also shit-talking some other holidays.
Valentine's Day always makes me sad!
'Cause Timmy just can't get a girlfriend.
What?
There's one line that really sums up this episode. Timmy says, "There's no other day like Christmas. My family stays here, it's real cool." And I feel like that's such a sad and relatable line to anyone rewatching this as an adult who grew up in like a dysfunctional family dynamic. I don't know, that line got me. So when Timmy goes to bed, Cosmo and Wanda are looking at each other like, so do we grant this wish? And they kind of come to the conclusion that they have to, so they make it Christmas every day. And instead of it being like a Groundhog Day situation where only one person knows the day's repeating, I like that they had everyone else aware of it too. Timmy's mom and dad look at the calendar and it just says December 25th, Tuesday, instead of Monday. Timmy's loving life and he's in a state of pure happiness and bliss when Wanda tries to tell him something. When Timmy says,
I've never been happier!
so Cosmo and Wanda obviously do not say what they were originally going to say. Also, I just want to say, why is Timmy gripping their necks like that? Timmy's parents are tucking him in, and Timmy mentions how wouldn't it be great if it was like this all the time? And his parents are like, well, no, we have to work. And I absolutely love this line from Timmy's dad when Timmy's mom says, I don't know what we would do if it was Christmas every day.
We'd probably panic.
Christmas is so much pressure for parents, and I don't think a lot of children realize that, because they're kids. So the next day, it's Christmas again, so Timmy yeets himself off the balcony and is like,
This is a toy puddle. Where's my toy ocean?
amazing line read, 10 out of 10. Cosmo and Wanda explain that Santa never had to make this many presents before, and he's probably struggling. Timmy's dad, who I'm pretty sure is a schmalcoholic at this point, says if there's gonna be a fourth day of Christmas, he needs more eggnog.
I have to get more eggnog, and I'm good with that.
After 15 days of Christmas, the poor carolers have had enough.
Get to me.
Pants?
Yeah, pants. Okay.
This had to be a joke for older viewers because I never laughed so hard at that joke until now. Wanda and Cosmo are obviously uncomfortable as they drag Timmy along.
Oh, this is the best!
This is the worst.
Chet explains how because it's been Christmas for over 2 weeks, the banks are still closed and people need money.
To buy eggnog!
Food stores are closed and people need food.
And eggnog.
And of course, the schools remain closed.
I'm good with this.
God, this show was good. Chet goes on to show how people are setting up bear traps on their chimneys so Santa can't visit, and the military has mobilized.
Release the cookies and milk!
Timmy literally caused martial law. When Santa approaches, they straight up shoot missiles at him, and as a kid, that really upset me.
What is the matter with you people? I'm just doing my job!
Preach, Santa. Chet signs off his broadcast with,
Who was responsible for this? And how can we tear them limb from limb?
Timmy asks the fairies if they're thinking what he's thinking, and I love Cosmo's response.
Yeah, he's cute when he's angry.
Timmy wishes for it to not be Christmas anymore, and the fairies drop some hard truth. Wanda says they don't have enough power to make the wish. And before she can explain, Timmy gets got by the mob boss Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny. These are the other holidays.
Mob boss Easter Bunny explains that because of Timmy's wish, the other holidays do not get to share their holiday magic with the children of the world. This is also apparently the first time Cosmo and Wanda are meeting the other holidays because Cosmo asks who they all are. And Easter Bunny introduces everyone. He introduces Baby New Year, Cupid, the April Fool, and of course, Halloweeny Dog.
That's not the spirit of Halloween.
All right, he's my dog. I just hate to travel without him. Yes, I do. Yes.
Too relatable.
You second-rate, not Christmas holidays want with our Timmy.
I love how Wanda knew Timmy was wrong for making that wish, but she still doesn't let anyone else mess with her kid. The Easter Bunny says that Timmy needs to unwish his wish, and Wanda says they can't do that. She goes on to explain that Santa needs so much magic on Christmas Eve that all of the fairies go to Fairy World and transfer their power to Santa, which is sick world building and magic systems. I love the design choice of making Santa a CEO until he gets the magic and then he turns all jolly. It's like a visual representation of what happens to every CEO the second Black Friday hits. Wanda finishes by saying that typically when Christmas is over, their magic returns to them, but since it's Christmas every day, their magic has not returned.
It's always gonna be Christmas.
Which means we don't get to share our holidays with the kids. What's up with that?
I never realized as a kid that April Fool guy is obviously supposed to be Jerry Seinfeld, which is very weird to me now, given things about him. Timmy's beating himself up and is saying how he ruined everything so much that people are even trying to get rid of Santa now. And the holiday mascots take this as a legit suggestion and say they'll banish Santa to the imaginary day of February 33rd. They state to do this, however, they'll need a little bit of magic.
Yeah, and you two are a little magic.
So they kidnap the godparents, and this is Timmy's response.
Santa's in trouble, and it's all my fault.
They also kidnapped your fairies. Like, I should have gotten Cosmo and Wanda. I know they're not real, but Timmy did not appreciate them enough. Back at his house, he's looking through his gifts to find something to help him to get to the North Pole.
Portable power generator, all this survival gear, a detailed map from our house to the North Pole, so simple that even a 10-year-old child could read.
So Timmy sets off, but before he leaves, he decides to send out like a mass message to like every kid in the world.
Santa's in trouble, and I'm off to the North Pole to help. If you see me, don't just stand there and stare. Help me!
As Timmy leaves, we can see that he lives in Northern California, and I never knew, or I guess paid attention to where Dimsdale was as a kid, so I thought I'd mention that. As Timmy approaches Montana, he runs out of gas, but a friendly child cowgirl shows up out of nowhere and gives him some. Then we see him get to Quebec, where he is so hungry he tries to eat his logbook when a bunch of French-Canadian children surround him with bread and snails.
You can keep the snails.
Timmy breaks the fourth wall and says that he made it all the way to Greenland with...
And nothing bad happened.
The holiday hit team also arrives in Greenland at the same time.
One country away from getting rid of Santa for good.
I was always a little put off by the Cupid character, and I'm wondering if this episode is why. Timmy disguises himself as a holiday and hitches a ride with the holiday hit team. We see the outside of Santa's workshop where all the elves are on strike. Inside, we see Santa is about as creative as that psychopath kid from Toy Story. Santa has a wee breakdown, and yassified Mrs. Claus says that he's working himself to death. But Santa says as long as he has that magic, he has to continue. Meanwhile, Timmy asks Cosmo and Wanda for their crowns and pops the tires of the April Fool's van. He also steals New Year's baby's diaper to sled on. Gross. Timmy busts into Santa's workshop like the Kool-Aid Man, and Timmy tells Santa what he did. And Santa says how it's a nice sentiment to want to spend more time with your family.
You're getting coal for the rest of your life.
Honestly, fair. Timmy tries to warn them, but at that moment, the holiday hit team arrives.
Mistletoe.
I like you as a friend. You're a good person.
I find that scene so funny. So, a fight scene then ensues. Cupid straight up tries to blow up Santa. Santa's shooting magic beams back at them. And I'm a little confused about that because why would they use Cosmo and Wanda as these sponges for Santa's magic if the magic doesn't hurt them? The Easter Bunny literally just absorbs all the magic anyway and gets all big and glowy. So what was the point of using Cosmo and Wanda as human shields? So Mob Boss Easter Bunny gives a speech about how when the Easter egg explodes, Santa will be sent to February 33rd and Christmas will never come again. Timmy jumps in front of Santa and tells them that he's not going to let them hurt Santa.
Gonna stop us, huh? He's just one little kid.
Now he ain't.
And we get such a cute shot of all these kids from so many countries here to save capitalism. I mean Santa.
We can't fight kids, can we?
Yeah, this episode is definitely the episode that made me dislike Cupid, but I would be lying if I said that did not make me laugh. The holiday hit team reveals that they just felt unloved.
We do love you guys.
Timmy immediately follows that up with,
Not as much. I mean, Santa brings us toys and Christmas brings our families together.
So the other holidays shouldn't feel loved or have self-esteem. Is that the message? What? The Easter Bunny gives Santa his magic back, and the Easter Bunny asks him for forgiveness, but Santa's like, I ain't got time for that. I gotta make toys. So Timmy tells all the kids that the reason Christmas is coming over and over again is because they keep asking for toys. Like, no, Timmy, this was on you, buddy. But I get that. He can't really tell anyone about Cosmo and Wanda. So Timmy tells all the kids to wish for it to be the day after Christmas. So all the kids write letters asking for it to be December 26th. And Timmy sings a little song about how even though it can't be Christmas every day, he does wish that the feeling of it could stay. Hang on. All those kids just saw Cosmo and Wanda poof Timmy away like that, and that doesn't violate the rules? Back at home, Timmy excitedly tells his parents that it's no longer Christmas, and they turn on the TV to see Chet U-Betcha reporting.
The bitterest of enemies gladly return to being the bitterest of enemies.
Back in Timmy's room, Cosmo and Wanda are reading the new rule that was added, saying that fairies are no longer allowed to grant wishes that it should be Christmas every day. And Wanda says how all they have to do now is make it up to Santa for making him work so hard. And Timmy's like, how are we going to do that? We then get a 1 year later card.
How many houses do we have to hit?
All of them?
This episode was pretty solid. Let's go into the ratings. On festiveness, I liked the idea that Santa becomes all jolly from the fairies' magic. However, CEO Santa just didn't sit right with me, so I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. Moral message. So yes, Timmy wanted more toys, but he also definitely just wanted his parents to be home, which I find pretty precious, so I'm going to say a 5 out of 5. Music. Okay, so this might be unpopular, but the songs in this special were fine. They weren't anything super great in my opinion, and I think in order to score higher than a 3 out of 5, the songs in the special need to be better than the theme song, which to me these just weren't, so 3 out of 5. Nostalgic factor? I really liked this episode as a child, and it does hold up, but I will say some of the others I've watched for future videos had me more nostalgic, so I'm going to say 4 out of 5. Overall, Christmas Every Day gets 16 out of 20. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I would love to hear your opinions and ratings on the episode in the comments. But remember, as I am somebody who is completely obsessed with cartoons and animated shows, in general, my opinion is fact. Whatever and however you celebrate and wherever you are this season, I hope you can find joy and peace. Take care of yourselves, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon.